Hi everyone, welcome to another video. My name is Nathan and I'm here to show you the new AI-powered app builder that was announced by none other than Google. It's called Firebase Studio and it's a cloud-based app development environment that's powered by Gemini. The studio is going to give you a full-stack AI workspace where you can build backends, front-ends, mobile apps, and so much more in an all-in-one unified platform. It has many different types of abilities to prototype, test, and deploy apps from front-end to back-end using natural languages. Here, we can see that Firebase Studio includes a code editor interface for manual editing. There's also a chatbot-like interface to let AI assist in app development, and it also seems to have an Android emulator to preview the app. Below that, we see there's a chat interface that seems for the initial prompt, where we can describe the app in more detail. Now, what's great is that this studio is currently free, but it's still in preview, so you might see some issues and bugs here and there. We have access to 3 free workspaces, which is more than enough to try it out. Members of Google Dev Program get 30 workspaces, which is very nice. And then here there's Gemini added to Firebase, so you can probably use the latest Gemini 2.5 Pro with this studio. Optimize full-stack apps across platforms, access to OpenVSX registry, which means the coding interface must be based on Visual Studio Code. Lastly, we can deploy the app once finished into Firebase app hosting with just a few clicks. There must be Firebase Analytics included for monitoring the app should you decide to deploy the app there. Alright, let's get started and see what Firebase Studio can do. What you need to do is simply click on the Get Started button. You will probably be asked to log in using a Google account if you haven't already. There's the term and conditions. Just check the options and click Confirm. And here's the main dashboard of Firebase Studio. This is the main prompt text box from which you can send an initial request to the studio, just like all the other AI app builders. So if you're a vibe coder, you can just type in what kind of app that you want to generate here, and the studio will do just that for you. On the bottom of the text box, there's an option to create a new workspace. Let's click that. Alright, so there are templates for all kinds of apps here. Web, backend, mobile, AI and machine learning, databases, and so on. Here are solutions. I think these are apps created as examples. They are stored on GitHub. Okay, let's get back to the dashboard. There are also stacks down here: Go, Python Flask, Java, .NET, Android, and Flutter. Let's try to click one here. Oh, I see. Okay, so this one also creates a new workspace in that stack. Cool. Anyway, let's start asking the AI to create an app for a demo. I will ask it to create an app that will translate words from one language to another, similar to Google Translate. I will also ask for a cool interface and slick animations. Once ready, hit the Prototype with AI button, and the studio will first generate a plan for the app. Here, we have the app name, and then the features required by the app, and then we have style guidelines, the colors that will be used, layout, iconography, animation, all that stuff. If there's anything you want to change, you can communicate to the studio through the chat interface. But for now, let's let it cook the app. Give it some time, and the studio will begin generating the app according to the specs. On the left side, you can see the code editor opens up, and the AI is writing the code to the file. On the right side is the chat window, showing the files created by the AI. This interface is actually very clean. It transparently shows you the file that is being created and edited by the AI, which I like. Anyway, just a while later, the app prototype is done. It seems to ask me for a Gemini API key for the AI feature, but I don't want to give it for now, so let's just put zeros here. We can also see a preview of the app being displayed on the left side, so let's try it out. It's actually clickable, so let's do something. Put in some text to translate. Set the target language. Click translate. Alright, there is an error here, probably because of the false API key I put earlier. Click the error button. Here we can see the console error. The studio also offered to help with fixing the error, but we won't do it for now. Let's just dismiss it. Next, let's click the Edit Code button. Okay, this is the code editor view. Here, we can see all the files and code generated just a few minutes ago. The API key should be in the .env file. Yep, there it is. Okay, so the code editor window is on the left side, and on the right side, we have a web and Gemini chat windows. Down here in the Gemini chat window, we can also select the AI model that will be used with the chat interface. We're going to need an API key if we want to use any model other than the default one. For now, let's get back to the prototyper view. Here, I want to show you some ways you can ask for changes to the AI. First, you can use the chat box just like this. Ask the AI to change the button color. And now we can see the color change. There's also an element selector over here. With this tool, we can select an element and ask AI to change that specific element. For example, here I asked it to change the background color of the big text box to gray. Wait a bit. And nothing changes. I think the AI messed that one up, but it's okay. Another way you can ask for a change is to use the annotate button over here. A screenshot of the app will be created once you click the button. You can draw over that screenshot requesting for changes. For example, here I want to change the app name to, I don't know, maybe Swiftlingo. Send the drawing. Wait again. And looks like nothing changed again. The annotate feature is a hit or miss thing, so you might need to try it a few times to get it working. But it's an interesting functionality nonetheless. Once the application is finished, we can click the Publish button at the top. Here, we can host the app with Firebase and Google Cloud so that everyone on the internet can access the app. I think that will be all for this project. Overall, I think Firebase Studio has a lot of potential. This project is like Google Colab, but for app development. We will be able to develop everything on the web, have multiple workspaces, share those workspaces with other people, then we can deploy the app very easily, push it online, and then track and monitor the performance of the app in real time with Firebase Analytics, all that stuff. However, the output generated by the studio is not that good yet. I think the iteration done by the studio is not yet anywhere near the level of other AI app builders like Bolt and Lovable. But this is understandable as the studio is still in preview yet. This is not a finished version 1 yet. Google is just like that. The first release of their product is usually bad, just like Bard AI before being rebranded as Gemini 2 years ago, if you still remember that. I think if they continue to polish it, this thing is going to be a great tool for builders. With that being said, Firebase Studio is a very exciting project. I'm definitely going to check it back in a few weeks or a month or two. I hope you all enjoyed today's video and get some value out of it. If you're new to the channel, Code with Nathan is a channel dedicated to simplify complex tech topics so you can master them easily. If that's something you find interesting or useful, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Like this video, turn on the notification bell, all the good stuff as it helps this channel to grow. With that being said, thanks again for watching till the end. I hope you have a wonderful day and I will see you in other videos. Bye bye.